So we're gonna do any percent classic KPDR tutorial. But before I do that, I'm gonna do a series tutorial, just a standalone series tutorial. Which I think I've done before, but it was a few years ago, so we're gonna do a new one. But yeah, we'll just jump right into it. We'll just start off. You know, you're starting your speed run. You come down the series elevator, this, and what do? Well, obviously, you very slowly run off. You bonk every platform on the way down, and you're like, gosh dang it, how do those speedrunners go so fast? Well, it's really not that hard. All you gotta do is you hold jump when you're coming down the elevator, alright? And you hold right. And what will happen is Samus will buffer a spin jump off of the elevator. Now you don't want to jump too high like this. You don't want to go all the way up. Just want to do kind of a little hop, so you release jump after a little bit, and then you just go down between the platforms. It'll take a little practice. I'm not saying it's the easiest thing in the world, but you can align yourself with this blue line right here, and that's how you know where to land at the bottom. See how we're landing on the edge of this step? So you want to land on the edge of the step, and then you gotta wait for the door to open. You don't wait for the door to open, you're gonna bonk it before you go through, and that's actually slower. So let me see if I can illustrate this. So that was a 437. Or I wasn't holding dash there, actually. Wonder, you know what? You might not be able to bonk the door if you do a normal jump down. Don't listen to me. Oh, there we go. Well, anyway. With these doors in general, you gotta wait for them to open. With all doors in general, you gotta wait for them to open. The other thing that you can do here, if you're getting more advanced, is you can do a moonfall off of this. I already talked about moonfalls in my general movement tutorial. The way that this one works is you do a little spin jump and then you turn left before you land, and then you quickly do a moonfall. And it's really tight. You gotta time your left and right presses so you weave between the platforms. But you also have to make sure that you release your right input as you are passing this platform right here. Or what will happen is Samus will do a wall jump check on that right input, and you'll land down here instead of up on this platform. So that's what happens if you hold right, and then if you release right on your way down, you'll land on the correct platform. And then you can run through. You gotta wait for the door, because if you don't wait for the door, with the moonfall, we'll bonk. See? We bonked the door. And that's it for the first room. There's really not much more to it. We'll move on. Oh, last thing, actually. So you're wondering probably why we're buffering a jump off of the elevator instead of running and doing a small jump. Well, the reason for that is if you hold left or right off of an elevator without holding jump, you'll see Samus does this turn animation before she actually starts moving, where if you hold jump, she immediately does a spin jump. Cancels the turn, she immediately does a spin jump off the elevator. So that was a 432. If we do the runoff, 438. Okay, so you can save a couple frames doing that. So that's why we do that way. The moonfall, if you do it correctly, 428. I think you get like a 424 or something. Bonk the door and go to 430. Anyway, I'm not going to waste your guys' time with room grinding. No, sir, I'm not. Okay, next up. Don't arm pump down any of these stairs unless you're dumb like me, okay? Because what will happen a lot of the time is you'll end up falling. Probably I'm not going to be able to... There we go. You'll end up falling off the stairs, so don't arm pump down the stairs. And as a general rule, not just for Ceres, but in the game as a whole, you want to spend as little time in the air as you possibly can, but also you want to avoid slopes as much as you can, because slopes slow Samus down. So you'll see, instead of doing like a big jump here, what we do instead is we do a little ledge grab, smaller jump, and that gets us like a 217, 218, 216 as opposed to a 221. So again, it's a pretty small thing, but saves some frames. This room, back and forth, you just do some little jumps around the corners. You can do an aim down instead if you want. I used to do that, but I found that I was actually more consistent just doing spin jumps around the corner. And that's really about it for this room. We want to jump off of kind of the middle of these stairs, as opposed to running all the way down and then doing a little jump, because again, slopes slow Samus down. This room does suck, for sure. How you doing, Rhea? And we're actually going to talk about something else in this room really quick before we move on. So you've probably seen when people do Ceres Escape, they sometimes they'll either jump up these stairs like this, or sometimes they'll just randomly suddenly stop at the top of the stairs like that. That is magnet stairs. And what happened was Deer Force, the developer, actually put the wrong tile on the corner here. And it caused a mismatch, so that that's where it is. You see how the shot is going down through. It's because Deer Force put the wrong tile on the corner. And if Samus connects with the wrong pixel, then she'll stop suddenly. So sorry guys, 1 second. We'll talk more about magnet stairs in just a couple minutes, but yeah, that's why. It's because the developers messed up, so that's magnet stairs. These last couple of rooms are really basic. You just want to arm pump, stop before the door, and then run through. You want to use stop on a dime with an arm pump to immediately stop and wait for the door, because if you bonk the door, that's slow. You see how that was a 204, and if we wait for the door, that's a 158, so you can save like 6+ frames. And then this last hallway is also more of the same. Just arm pump through, stop before the door. I use this red triangle thing in the background as a cue for where to stop. Wait for the door to open, and run on through. Alright. Back to Ridley. Okay. So this is pretty basic. Basically, we just want to take as much damage as quickly as possible. Ridley's tail does more damage. So we're taking damage down from his tail. And then as soon as we get to 29 or lower, he will fly off the top of the screen and then fly away with the baby and start the escape sequence. People have asked if it matters whether or not you shoot Ridley. And in all of my tests, it really doesn't seem to make a difference. If it did make a difference, shooting would be faster, based on the tests that I did. Now, maybe somebody will find a way to prove that wrong. Maybe shooting him does suck, but I really don't think it does. The main thing is that you want to find a way to consistently be connecting with his tail as soon as your iframes run out, so that he flies off the top of the screen as quickly as possible. And that's really it. Okay, Now we're gonna talk about this timer here. Okay? So, basically, the timer starts, and after the timer starts, the door will open. Again, we're waiting for the door and then getting through it as quickly as possible. It's really not that important how you set this up to get through this door, unless you're wanting completely optimal Ceres, which this is a Ceres tutorial, so we're going to talk about that. When Ridley flies away here, he bonks Samus, okay? And when that happens, her subpixels get reset. That gives us an opportunity to set up in this room in a very specific way so that we can get through the door 1 frame earlier. Yes, 1 single frame earlier. Now that doesn't sound like a big deal, but it's the difference between an 85 door and an 86 or 87 door. So we're going to talk about that real quick. It's not a huge deal. It's not a beginner strat at all. Like if you're just starting off, he bonks into you, you jump up here, you wait for the door, and you run through, and you can just skip the next like couple minutes of explanation here. Okay. But if you're wanting to completely optimize Ceres, this is how you do it. So what I do is I wait for him to bonk. I'm holding jump and angle right now, and I'm facing left. Okay. Then what you want to do is you want to turn right and hold dash and run until you reach this position. Now, how do you know what this position is? Well, I wish I could show it more easily, but basically, Samus's front toe is aligned. Each of these lines in the floor has a vertical line at the top of, what is that, a hexagon type or an octagon type shape? I think it's an octagon type shape, the top of an octagon. They have these vertical lines that stick up. And what we want to do is align Samus's front toe with the one that is third from the right. The one on the left side, the third from the right of the room, okay? So we could probably show an H position here. Let's see here, info HUD. We have X position. That's what we want, right? .162.1000 is what we want. So we don't want 157. We don't want 166.d. We want 162.1000. Okay? This is actually a strat, yes. So, we're aligning with this line here on the bottom. Then from there, we're still holding jump and angle, okay? And the reason we're holding angle is so that we can stop on a dime on this thing. From there, you want to release angle. You're still holding jump. Okay? And then you press left. And Samus will do a buffered spin jump up onto this platform. That gives us a 49.f1000, okay? From there, we want to do... Crap. If I'm remembering correctly, we want to turn and then jump and then turn. My muscle memory's all screwed up. Yes, turn and then jump and then turn. So turn, 52.3000, jump, turn, 51.b1000. So see, by doing a turn and a jump turn, we're not at the same position. Now we're at a different position. Where if we just turned and turned back, that gives us the same position. Isn't that weird? That's weird, right? So now we're at 51.b1000. And that gives us the ability, if you frame perfectly get through the door, to have a 5987, okay? The way that works is you actually, there's one more thing here. You gotta be holding an angle, and then run forward and release the angle, and then do another arm pump frame perfectly just on the last frame that you go through the door. If you get an 86 or an 87, you know you did it correctly. The reason it can be an 86 or an 87 is just because the timer is weird and basically it's on an oscillator and weird things, and don't worry about it. Basically, if you get an 86 or an 87, that's what you're looking for. You did it perfectly. Congratulations, you saved exactly 1 frame compared to not doing that setup. Okay. So, that is the Ceres 87 door setup, which I have a separate tutorial on by itself, but whatever, this is a full series tutorial, so we're doing it again. This room, you just want to arm pump like mad, stop before the door, and then go through. The best time I have ever had leaving this room was a 58:10. And I had that happen in one single run, and I've done it a few times in the practice round, but that's like really hard to do. Main thing is you want to get a time where you're either if you look at the last spot in the timer, you either don't want to lose any time on it, or you want to lose just one. Okay, so we had an 87 entering this room, so an 04 is kind of slow. An 06 is pretty good. Okay, and if you save time, that's really good. So we're just gonna do this until we get like an 06 again. Okay, that works. This room, you really, unless you're going for series world record, you should not pump down these stairs right here. I pump down the stairs because I'm stupid, but there's a good chance that it's gonna make you fall off the stairs, and if that happens, you're gonna lose a bunch of time. So what I would recommend, again, unless you're going for world record, once you get to the bottom of the stairs, that's where you want to start pumping, and then stop at the top of the next stairs and run on through. Okay. All right, now here is the important part of this tutorial. So we're gonna get through this room, and then I'm gonna turn on invincibility so that we don't need to actually worry about steam. Actually, no, I'm not. Well, maybe I will. We'll see. Maybe I'll do both. But basically, we're just arm pumping like mad here, okay? And that's slightly adjusting Samus's position. I tried to save state there, but it didn't take. Okay, whatever. Coming into this room, I hold jump, all right? And I personally always run these stairs. But what a lot of people will do instead is they'll wait to see whether they see a steam happen when they're first loading the room. And if they don't see the steam happen, then they'll jump over where the steam would be, like that, okay? That's totally a reasonable strat for most people to do these series attempts. If you do see a steam when you first load up the room, you know that you can run past it, basically, without stopping. And hopefully, you're not gonna get stopped by magnet stairs. But a lot of the time, maybe you are. And if you notice that you're pretty constantly getting stopped by magnet stairs, I have a solution for you. What you can do is you can essentially do a predetermined number of arm pumps. either like 1 pump or 2 pumps or 3 pumps or whatever after coming in the room, and that will allow you to get past this stupid magnet stairs. Because and this is going to apply as long as you are setting up more or less the same way, leaving Ridley and then, you know, coming through these rooms, because Samus is always going to be at a relatively fixed position, unless you like bonk a door or something like that, and then that changes things. But basically the way that I do it, I see the steam, I do a pump, and it lets me through most of the time. Me personally, I just do 1 arm pump. If I get bonked by steam, I do 0 arm pumps. But most people, if you're not dumb, if you don't see a steam, what you can do is you can just jump over it, and then for the second set, you want to do a clean ledge grab, as clean of a ledge grab as you can on this corner, and then run forward. And I do 2 arm pumps on the stairs here, and that will get me past this magnet stairs right there. Then you do 1 more clean ledge grab here, run forward, stop before the door around the orange triangle thinger, and then run through. And yes, like Ruya just said, arm pumping shifts your position. You're shifting Samus forward 1 pixel every time you do an arm pump. So if you consistently are getting magnet stairs, you can add or remove arm pumps to try and get better results. Yep. See, he said it way more concisely than I did. So yeah, just that's kind of what it comes down to. Okay, I'm gonna turn on invincibility here. And that way we're not gonna worry about steam here. Okay, so we're gonna do 1 pump, 2 pumps, get on through. Okay, that's how I handle running the stairs in this room. 1 pump, 2 pumps, 1 pump, 2 pumps, 1 pump, 2 pumps, 1 pump, 2 pumps, pump, 2 pumps, 1 pump, 2 pumps. Okay. All right, we're just gonna try and get a 53 or better, and then we'll go. Okay. Second to last room here. We're turning invincibility back off. Why are we turning invincibility off, Senny? Because while we want to avoid those first steams, we don't want to avoid the tiles. 4757. Ah! And if only it were that easy, huh? When you're coming out of this room, I just always run, okay? But this is, again, one of those situations where if you don't see the steam, what you can do is you can jump to this platform, and then basically you want to look for a tile up here in the ceiling, and you want to do a damage boost. Damage boost. You want to stop your damage boost before the door. So you stop in the air right around here, turn, and then land, and then jump through the door. But you don't want to jump too early through the door, or what will happen is you'll end up bonking the ceiling. Like this. Oh crap, I just lost my really sick Ceres run because I bonked the stupid corner. Alright, so don't jump too early. These doors are really deep. So you want to do a later jump. See, even that was too early. Do a later jump. Yeah. Oh crap, I bonked the ceiling. Oh crap, the steam is always there when you bonk. Oh no, I keep getting steamed over and over on my way up the room. Oh no, I was on 47 pace and now I have a 39. That's totally it. All right. If you do run here, I'm gonna look for another safe state here that's safe. There's a certain way you want to do this. Come on, dude. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. That was okay. There we go. Okay. So, in extremely rare cases, jumping super late here is going to be optimal. That was like the optimal setup right there. You jump super late, and then there's a tile here for you to boost off of immediately, and you go. The thing is, that case is so rare, and that setup is so much harder that I've actually opted to start jumping earlier again. So I jump right around here. Even though it's technically a little worse optimally, you can still get amazing door times by jumping from there. And basically, you're just eyeballing the top of the room looking for a tile to boost off of. The earlier the tile, the better, in general. But really, any tile is going to be good to boost off of, because it's going to give you iframes for the next room. So, that's really it for this room. That's a good one. So we do a late jump. That was too late of a jump. We were basically on the floor there in the next room. Here's another one. That's better. But yeah, so just look for a good tile to boost off of, do the damage boost. Wait for the door just ever so slightly, and then jump on through. Sure, dude. Okay, so this last room, it sucks because that happens a lot. Gosh dang it. And I am not the person to give you advice to avoid that, because it still happens to me all freaking time. But we're gonna talk about it anyway. So you're coming out of this door, and what you want to do is you want to wall jump off of this wall, and you want to do it kind of high, honestly. And the reason you want to do it high is because the longer Samus is in a jump in any jump, really, the less vertical speed she has. So her vertical speed is getting lower and lower the longer she's jumping up, which means that she is slowing, her ascent is slowing until eventually she reaches the peak and then starts to fall again, right? So by doing a higher wall jump here, we're actually, even though we're kind of waiting and delaying our jump, we're actually making her move toward this next platform a little bit faster, just because of the way resetting the vertical speed works. It also makes it easier to not miss the ledge grab completely and fall, which, like I said, still happens to me all the freaking time. This next ledge grab here is kind of annoying because if you notice, this platform is quite a bit higher compared to these other ones here. For whatever reason, Deer Force was like, we're gonna make this platform one tile higher just to screw with speedrunners. So, you gotta kind of wait a little bit longer to ledge grab there. But then for this one and this next one, I actually have a pretty cool visual cue that I've come up with. Rhea, please leave the room. I don't want you getting any better at this, although you've probably already figured this out. You can ledge grab as soon as Samus is sideways in these spin jumps. These last spin jumps. And that's kind of what I look for. I look for Samus's head to be... Here I look for it on the left, on the right, on the left. right, left, right. And that's it. That's how I handle those ledge grabs. If you do happen to do a straight jump instead, you can do a down grab to save that. So, you know, let's say that we jump too early here, you can do a down grab. I used to do a down grab on this one right here regardless. I've stopped doing that as well because I realized that it was, even though it was in a perfect world faster to down grab that, I was losing time on it pretty consistently. So I quit doing the down grab there. And yeah, that's it for Ceres. So see how I accidentally did a straight jump there and I backed it up and doing a down grab. I think that's everything I have to say about Ceres. So, do we have any questions before I end this tutorial? Ever gotten better than 2653? You mean the room time? I do not pay attention to the room time. Leaving Ridley. Sorry. Like, I couldn't tell you. I already explained that, Road. Alright. Well, we're gonna call that good. Thanks for watching my Ceres tutorial. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. And the next time I do a tutorial, we're gonna talk about the beginning of Any% Classic, aka Older Out, aka KPDR.